Ketavan, what were the prosecution's main arguments today?
Well, their focus today was to really tie the dots, connect the dots between Donald Trump's words, whether they were in speeches or on Twitter, to the actual violence and the storming of the Capitol building on January 6th. And they didn't just focus on that speech at the Ellipse on January 6th. They went back months before even the election, during the campaign, and they really set up the stage and presented this story, this narrative, over three sort of chapters. They started with the provocation, basically the preparation, premeditation of the crime, by talking about how Donald Trump insisted that the only way he could lose would be if this election was stolen, then that it was actually stolen, moving on to stop the steal, and then fight like hell to stop the steal. And then they focused in a second part of these arguments on what happened the day of, on January 6th, a timeline of events from the Ellipse all the way to Donald Trump's final tweet that day, and everything in between. And finally, they also focused as a sort of third chapter to really connect everything. While all this violence was happening, they showed what Donald Trump was doing, what Donald Trump was thinking, to show that he never at any point tried to stop this violence. So for these impeachment managers, the goal was to bring the senators back to January 6th and show how Donald Trump, in their eyes, in their arguments, was solely responsible for the violence on January 6th.
And now, of course, today a lot's been made of the footage House impeachment managers have released at the trial today. Why has so much been made of this never-before-seen video? I mean, we've already seen so many images of that day.
Well, first of all, because they actually managed to keep it to themselves and to prevent any leaks. And so, yes, we've seen a lot of these mostly video footage from cell phone footage from the rioters themselves, filming themselves, or news media reports from that day. But what we hadn't seen were these CCTV security from the Capitol, security footage from the Capitol. And two of the images that we saw that were very, very important and that really struck some of the senators because they were talking about it after. Two moments, really. One is when the Vice President, Mike Pence, is being ushered out of the building by his security with his family, really running through the stairs as they're fearing for his life. And we later found out that the rioters were very close to the Vice President. The other moment that we saw in the security footage was the moment Senator Mitt Romney was sort of running away from what he thought was the threat to safety, and you see a Capitol Police officer, Officer Goodman, who is running towards Mitt Romney and signaling him to get out of harm's way, and he probably saved Senator Mitt Romney, who later thanked him for really saving his life from those rioters. And there was also footage from body cameras from the police officers who were outside trying to prevent these rioters from entering the building, and there was one body cam footage of one police officer being beaten up, being tased by these protesters outside, who later survived. But those images were also very, very strong and really shocked a lot of the senators.
Okay, Ketavan, we'll have to leave it there. Ketavan Gorgistani there with that update from Washington, D.C.